Excel file yun na, ay Excel file, PowerPoint presentation na nakikita sa screens nyo.
Yes po.
Yan, okay, sige. So, before we start, I would like to encourage ang lahat na during our discussion, kasi ito, alam niyo naman, ang discussion natin is more on application. So, I'm encouraging everyone na during our discussion is magsagot din kayo ng mga quick check natin or mga exercises natin for each topics. So, simulan na natin. So, this is another lecture for CVP analysis or chapter 3. This is part 2. So, the remaining topics for this chapter are degree of operating leverage and CVP analysis for a multi-product company. So, what is a degree of operating leverage? It computes dito sa chapter na to or dito sa topic na to, you are going to compute the degree of operating leverage at a particular level of sales. So, ibig sabihin, kunyari, at 8,000 units, ano yung degree of operating leverage? So, ang ibig sabihin, DOL or degree of operating leverage, it changes. It changes pag merong changes din sa mga factors affecting your profit. Say, for example, may pagbabago sa volume, sa price, sa variable cost per unit, sa fixed cost. So, meron yung pwedeng magbago yung DOL. It explains how it can be used to predict changes in net operating income. So instead na dito sa chapter na to or dito sa topic na to, makikita nyo na pag merong certain changes or certain percentage na nagbago sa sales, ano yung effect niya sa profit? Di ba minsan magandang makita yon or kung sa management, magandang makita ng management na pag nagkaroon ng improvement or nagkaroon ng changes sa operation ng company is gusto makita ng management what would be the effect in its profit. So, itong degree of operating leverage is the best tool para masabi ano rin yung changes or ano yung percentage of change when it comes to operating profit. So, degree of operating leverage or DOL or operating leverage is a measure of how sensitive net operating income is to percentage changes in sales. So, parang kung isipin mo kung nagbago ang sales ng 20%, ang tanong sa'yo, ilang percent na magbabago rin ang profit? Parang ganun siya. Or, nagbago ang sales na bawasan ng 10%, ilang percent ang mababawas sa profit? Using this formula or using DOL, you'll be able to know that hindi mo na kailangan gumawa ng financial statement. Di ba sa atin, paano ba natin makukuha yung net operating income? Ma'am, that's the end product of our FS. O instead of you doing the FS, we'll be using the formula. So what is the formula for DOL? So degree of operating leverage equals contribution margin. So that's the total contribution margin, total contribution margin over net operating income. So this one is total. Total po yan. Total, syempre total din yan. Total net operating income. Pag sinabi po nating net operating income dito, wag po kayong malilito. This is gross of tax to ha. Yan yung tatandaan nyo dito. Kasi pag sinabi nating net income, yun ang net of tax. So, gross of tax po ang pinag-uusapan niya. So, that's the formula for degree of operating leverage. Ang answer po dito ay hindi percentage. Okay? The answer is not percentage. Okay? Ano pa? Hindi po siya price. Hindi po siya volume or units. ito, ang sagot po dito ay, it will give you number of times. Okay? Ma'am, anong ibig sabihin? Ang sama pala ng red. Wait lang. Palitan nga natin. Color. Try natin ng yellow. Okay. Much better. Okay? So, number of times. So, palitan natin to. Ang degree of operating leverage, it will give you number of times. Like for example, if your profit or the degree of operating leverage is 1.15 times, or 2.0 times. Okay? So mamaya mapapakita natin. Using degree of operating leverage, pag nakuha mo na yung DOL, pwede mo tong gamitin, katulad nga no sa sinasabi natin na it will be used or it can be used to predict yung percentage of changes in net income or net operating profit. So paano yon? If you have already computed DOL, so ayan, DOL times percentage increase in sale. Katulad ng 20% increase in sales, tapos na-compute mo na yung DOL. Pag pinag-multiply mo yung dalawa, that will be the same percentage increase in profit. So, lagyan natin ng example. Katulad nito. Okay? Coffee Clutch is an espresso stand. Kapares lang mga examples natin previously. Kinontinue lang natin ngayon. The average selling price is 1.49. The average variable cost is 0.36. The average fixed expenses is 1,300 and average cups that are sold each month is 2,100 cups. What is the operating leverage? So, para makuha mo si operating leverage, ano ang kailangan mo? Kailangan mo makuha si CM and net operating profit. So, paano mo ito makukuha? O, gawin mo yung financial statement. So, simulan natin sa sales, variable cost equals CM, ito yung isang kailangan, less fixed cost equals net operating profit. So, magkano ang sales natin? Sales natin, gagamitin mo ay 2,100 cups to 1 times. Pwede ba 1.49 minus 2,100 times 0.36 equals, magkano to? Magkano po yung sales, guys? Pa-compute nga. Magkano yung sales? This is, how much is our sales? Oops. Nasa ano na ba? 3,129. That's correct. 3,129. How much is our variable cost? Variable cost is, how much is our variable cost? Variable cost total na. How much? 756. So, pag minus mo lang yan, 329 less 756, this is 2,373. Tama ba? Yan, 2,733. Meron na tayong fixed cost which is 1,300. 1,3. So, our net operating income is 1,073. O using our formula, DOL equals contribution margin over net operating income. So, that is 2,373 over 1,073. So, what is our answer? This is, magkano to? Magkano? Magkano ang ating DOL? Pag pinag-divide mo to, this is 2.21. So, the answer is letter A. Ayan. So, tingnan niya natin kung tama. So, ito po yan. Answer is letter A. So, ang una mong gagawin ay you get the contribution margin and you get the net income for a specific level of sales, which is, in this case, 2,100 cups. So, for this problem, the degree of operating leverage is 2.21 times. So, it changes, or your net operating income will change 2.21 times as the number of your as the number or percentage of increase or decrease or changes in your sales. Paano natin yung mapapakita? Paano natin mapoprove na tama si 2.21 na yan ang magiging changes sa net operating income? So, sige, ituloy pa natin. Paano daw if your sales will increase by 20%? Okay? Paano pag nag-increase by 20%? Ano daw yung how much should the net income increase? Di ba meron na tayong formula niyan? Increase, percentage of increase in NOP equals DOL times percentage of changes in what? Sales. So, in this problem, meron na tayong DOL 2.21 times. Ilan daw yung percentage of increase in sales? 20%. So, your net income should increase by how much? 40 point, this is 42%. 40.20, mali pala. Tama ba? 40 point, this is 40.20 pala. Okay? 40.20. 0. 2 point, tama. 0 pala. Ba't ba kasi ako 40? Yan. Mali. 40.21. 0.20 lang. 44.2. So this is 44.20%. So the answer, letter B. Ngayon, i-prove natin na pag nag-increase yung sales mo ng 20%, ay i-increase yung net income mo by 44.20%. So tingnan natin. So from 2,100 average cups, nag-increase daw ng 20%. So magkano yung increase ng 20%? Sige nga, 20% nag-increase, magkano yung 20% ng 2,1? Or, ang gagawin mo, para diretso na tayo, what is your CM per unit? CM per unit times quantity or volume equals magkano ang CM per unit natin here, katulad ng example natin dati, 1.13, tama? 1.13 times 2,100 times 120%. So this is your total CM. Tama? Total CM yan. Ilagay ko pala dun sa kabila. This is your total CM. Hindi na natin sinimulan dun sa sales, ha? Ay, sige. Pakita ko na lang pala para mas maintindihan nyo. Parang lagay na lang natin yan sa shortcut. Isang computation. Okay. So we have here sales, variable cost, contribution margin, fixed cost, and net operating profit. So, ang sales natin is magiging 2,100 times 120% times, what is this? 1.49. So, equals, so, how much is 20% of 2,100? How much is 20% of 2,100? You have 2,100 times 0.2. So that's 420 plus. So magiging 2,500 na to. So we have here 2,520 units times. This one is 0.36. Yan. Times 1.49. So ang total sales natin na nabago ay 754.8. Ang ating variable cost naman ay 2,520 times variable cost per unit of 0.36. That would be 900. Ulitin natin. 2,520 times 0.36. That would be 907.20. So magkano na lang ang CM natin? Less 3,574.8. So our new CM is 2,847.6. Fixed cost natin is 1,300. Yan. Our net income is, new net income is 1,547.6. So, tingnan natin yung huli nating net operating income. Ang dati nating net operating income ay 1,073. So, ilagay natin yan dito. Dating net income is 1,073. Okay. Tama? 1,073. So, magkano ang pinagbago niya? From 1,073, naging 1,547. So, the changes is, okay, yung change niya ay equals to 474.6. Divide mo sa 1,073 equals, that would be 44.20. Rounding off din. Okay? Dito kasi 23%. So, tama yung ating degree of operating leverage dito. Without computing or without using the financial statement, using only the degree of operating leverage, na-predict natin kung ano yung changes niya sa net operating income or kung gaano mag-move or mag-i-increase or mag-decrease or mag-change yung ating net operating income. Meron din dito, pwede mo na tong i-shortcut. Instead of starting with sales or variable cost, magsimula ka na agad sa contribution margin. So, alam mo naman yung contribution margin per unit mo, that is 1.49 minus 0.36. That would be CM per unit is 1.13 times quantity. So, ang quantity natin is 2,520. It will still give you the same answer. That would be 2,847.6 less 1,300. So your net profit is, your net operating profit is 1,547.6. So pwedeng ito, pwedeng ito. This solution, ditong dalawang to, ipinakita lang po natin or remove lang natin na tama yung percentage na nasagot natin or nakuha natin using DOL. Prove lang natin na tama tong percentage na to using the DOL when it comes to if we are going to use the financial statement. Ganito po yung solution dyan. Okay? So, another, ito, kailangan nyo tong I want everybody to answer this. Saan po galing yung 2,520? Okay, saan ang galing? Sige, balik natin. 2,520. Yung 2,520 ay ito. 2,100, this is quantity. 2,100 times 120%. Kasi nga, from 2,1, nag-increase daw ng 20%. Kaya naging 2,520. Okay na, Christine? Ox na. Okay, yan. Now, for this problem naman, Yan. I want you all to answer this. Ito, magandang problem to. Merong ganitong problem nung nag-board exam kami. Naalala ko pa. Pinapadetermine sa'yo sa number 1, contribution margin, so that's total, and then net operating income for 2 plans. So, ibig sabihin, gumawa ka ng FS for 2 plans. So, you have plan 1 and then plan 2. So, para mas madali sa'yo, gawin mo sa table or parang table form. So, you have here plan 1, meron ka dito, and then plan 2. Meron ka ditong sales, variable cost, CM, fixed cost, and then net operating profit. So, simulan nyo na. The Metropolitan Enterprises is studying the addition of a new product that would have a expected selling price of 160. So, meron ka na. 160 yung selling price. And then, expected variable cost is 100. Anticipated demand is 8,000. So, this is your quantity or volume. The new salesperson, ito daw yung merong pagtatalo kung alin ang gagamitin. The new salesperson must be hired because of the company's current sales force is working at capacity. So, kailangan ng panibagong tao. 2 compensation plans are under consideration. Pwede daw annual salary na 32,000 plus. May 10% commission based on gross sales dollars. Pero pwede din daw na annual salary of 140 pero walang commission. So, try nyong ilagay dito sa financial statement. Unahin nyo muna si plan 1 and then plan 2. Dali. I want everyone to answer ha. Magtatawag tayo para sa sagot. Simulan nyo na magsagot. Hinihingi pa lang natin ngayon ay CM at saka net income. Yung sa plan 1, dito kayo magkakaiba. Sa plan 1 kasi, itong 10% commission, magiging variable cost yan. Magiging kasama sa variable cost. Itong 32, since fixed siya, fixed cost to. Dito, parang kaparehas dun sa taas, fixed cost. Merong variable, wala. So, yun. Isa-isahin natin. Chelsea Grace. Nandito ba si Chelsea? Andyan siya, Chelsea Grace Buenaventura. Chelsea?
Yes po.
Okay, sige. So, unahin natin yung sales. How much is the sales? Para i-guide ko na lang. Sa number 1 muna tayo, plan 1 tayo. How much is your sales?
Ma'am, yung 160 times
Okay, that's correct.
80 units po.
8,000.
80,000 units.
8 lang, 8.
Ay,
8 lang, 8 ito. 8,000.
8,000.
Okay.
Ang ano po is 1,280,000 po.
Okay, 1,280,000. So, parehas tayo sa plan 2. Wala namang pinagbago, di ba?
Yes po.
Okay. So, next, variable cost. Yung una munang variable cost. Magkano variable cost?
Ano po? 32 times 10,000 po. Ay, 10%.
Ulit.
Ay, 32,000 times
Ito muna.
10%.
Nandito siya. Nandito siya. Expected variable cost is 100.
100.
Okay. Times
30 po. 32.
Ito. 8,000. Okay. Unahin muna natin to. Mamaya yung sa baba. Ito muna ang information natin sa taas. Magkano yung variable cost?
800.
Okay, that's correct. Okay, that's correct. So, yan yung initial. Okay, parehas siya may 800,000. So, punta tayo dun sa given. Sabi sa plan 1 Chelsea, ang annual salary is 32,000. So, this is fixed cost. O, lagay na natin dito. Chelsea. Okay? Ngayon, tatanungin kita, paano mo makukuha yung 10% commission based on gross sales? Saan mo i-multiply si 10%? Based dito sa sinabi niya, 10% commission based on gross sales.
Sa total.
Nag-mute ka ata sa?
Doon po sa taas yung total po ng 1,200,000.
Oh, that's correct. Okay. So, 10% times 1,280. So, magkano yon?
180 po. Ay, 128,000 po.
Okay, 128,000. Dito, meron ba sa kabila?
Hindi po.
Okay, so zero natin dyan. So, meron pa ba tayong ilalagay na variable cost? So, wala na kasi
Wala
dalawa lang naman yan. Oh, that's correct. So magkano dito ang contribution margin sa unang example, sa plan 1?
Wait. $152 po.
This is?
352.
352. That's correct. 352,000. Sa kabila, so this is 480 kasi 800 lang naman. Okay? So 480. So meron pa ba tayong sa plan 1, meron pa meron pa ba dapat tayong i-consider?
Meron po.
Dito sa plan 1?
Ay, sa plan
Nailagay
1
na
po
natin
wala na po.
dito. Okay, that's correct. So magkano na to? What is your net operating income?
$320 po.
Okay, that's 320,000. So sa kabila tayo, plan 2. An annual salary of 140,000. So saan ito lalagay natin? Sa fixed cost. Okay, that's correct. Meron pa ba tayong dapat i-consider na iba?
Wala na po.
Okay, so wala na. So magkano ang net operating income for plan 2?
340,000.
Okay, 340,000. Okay. So by just looking at this financial statement, Chelsea, which plan will you choose? Okay? Alin ang pipiliin mo? Plan 1 or plan 2?
Plan 2.
Okay, so plan 2 tayo para lang dito sa pag ganitong presentation. So thank you, Chelsea. That's correct. All of the computation na ginawa ni Chelsea, tama yon. So ang ginawa niya ay kinuha niya yung sales, kinuha niya yung variable cost. So sinabi naman yung variable cost here, 100. And then sa plan 1, meron tayong additional variable cost because sinasabi that there is 10% commission based on gross sales dollars or gross dollar sales. Kaya pwede mo rin ito, meron tayo ditong pwedeng maging shortcut. Paano 'yon? Sabi kasi ang variable cost natin ay 100, tama? Variable cost per unit. Ngayon sabi niya 10% commission based on gross sales. So pwede mo yang gawin na 160. Ma'am, ano po si 160? That is your selling price. Okay? Times 10%, that is 16 pesos or $16. How much is your variable cost? 100. So total variable cost considering the commission is 116 times 8,000. Sige nga, anong sagot dito? 116 times 8,000. 116 times 8,000. Catherine Pahe. Catherine.
928,000.
Okay, 928,000. That's correct. So, parehas lang yan dito. Pag pinag-add mo si 800 at saka 128 na sagot ni Chelsea, that's correct. Tama si Catherine. Same po yan, 928. So, pwedeng ganito yung maging computation nyo. Dito, pinakita lang ni Chelsea na ano-ano yung component ng variable cost. This is the main variable cost na given and the 128 is the commission. So meron pang sinasabi doon na meron daw sa plan 1, merong annual salary. Pag sinabing annual salary guys, eto fixed cost. Yan, bakit ma'am fixed cost? Kasi regardless kung si salesperson ay makabenta or hindi, babayaran siya ni company ng 32,000. While here, sa plan 2, makabenta man or hindi, magkano bayad sa kanya? 140,000 annually. So, by just looking, sabi nga ni Chelsea, by just looking at the FS, so plan 2 ma'am tayo. So, tingnan natin. Okay? Let's determine yung number 2. Okay? DOL na tayo. DOL. Okay? We have Althea May Vidal. Althea. Althea. Tutulungan ko naman kayo eh. Althea May Vidal. Althea. So we have Nathaniel Quadrante. Nathaniel Quadrante. Hello? Nathaniel Quadrante. Ay, wala pala nasa taas pala. Sorry, mali. Ang tinitingnan ko. Mali ang tinitingnan. Edward Joseph Letrero. Edward. Andyan si Edward kanina eh. Edward Joseph. Edward. Hey. Nakita ko na naman yung magandang pangalan ni John Lloyd. De la Cruz nga lang. Sige. Ano nyo muna, computein nyo muna. Ang hinihingi na natin ngayon ay degree of operating leverage for the two plans. Okay? For the two plans. TOL na tayo. Meron na kayong, nandiyan na yun sa given. Na-compute na ni Chelsea yung mga kailangan nyo para sa degree of operating leverage. So, ang magsasagot niyan ay si John Lloyd de la Cruz. Ha, John Lloyd. Dali. I need the DOL. for both plans. Jan Lloyd. Okay. Sabi ni Tatiana, sa plan 1 po ma'am ay 1.1. Sige nga, sa plan 2 ay 1.14, ay 41. 1.1 daw dito, or 1.0 dito ay 1.41. Tama ba? 1.41. O, tama. So, tingnan nga natin. So, we have here CM 352. Sorry. Ano natin? 352,000 over 320,000. Dito, 480,000 over 340,000. Okay? Sa tingin nyo, sa ganitong situation, so the DOL natin ay 1.1 at 1.41. Sa tingin nyo, alin ang pipiliin nyo plan? Plan 1 or plan 2? Alin kaya ang mas maganda? Plan 1 or plan 2? Ibig sabihin nito, pag nagkaroon ng changes sa sales, 1.1 ng changes na yon ay same changes sa net income ko. Same here. Pag nagkaroon ng changes sa sales, magkakaroon ng changes sa net operating profit ko na 1.41. So, alin ang mas maganda? Mas maganda kung booming ang market, 1.41 tayo. Kung losing ang market, 1.10 tayo. Ma'am, paano yung ilagay natin dito? So, ito po yung naging computation yan. Tama, 1.1 and 1.41. So, lagay natin dito. Assume that a general economic downturn, yan. Nagkaroon daw ng downturn occurred during year 2. Kakaumpisa pa lang nung company. Nagkaroon ng demand falling from 8,000 naging 6,400. So, 8,000 units to 6,400 units. So, ilan kayang percentage to nang nabawas? So, ang nabawas dito ay, ang na-decrease sa sales natin ay, magkano to? This is 1,600 units. So, nag-decrease ang ating sales, decrease ng 20%. So, because 1,600 divided by 8,000. So, decrease by 20%. Tingnan mo yung effect. So, you have the DOL, okay, na 1.1 and 1.41 for plan 1 and plan 2. So, tingnan natin yung effect niya sa percentage of increase or changes in net operating profit. So, you have here 1.1 times 20% and then 1.41 times 20%. So, dito, ang sagot ay 22. Sorry. 22%. Dito, magkano magiging decrease? Magiging 28.20%. Isipin mo to. Pagpababa ang market, di ba kanina sabi natin, ma'am, ang pipiliin po namin ay yung plan 2. Kasi binibigyan kami ng mataas na profit. Tama naman, 340 versus 320, 340 tayo. This is because profitable ang company. But if you will look at this situation, nagkaroon ng downturn o bumaba yung sales from 8,000 to 640, alin ang plan na mas naapektuhan ang company? It is plan 2 because it is more volatile than plan 1. Volatile as to changes in sales. So malaki yung effect niya saan? Sa profit. Ito ang effect ng una ay 22% lang. Dito ang effect ay 28.20%. So, depende sa market kung alin ang gagamitin mo plans. Yan yung mga example ng problem na pwedeng mangyari sa actual scenario in which tatanungin ka ng boss mo, ano ang magandang compensation plan na ibibigay natin sa mga empleyado natin. So titingnan mo, syempre hindi lang naman po ito ang pinagbabasihan, kaya nga tinitingnan natin ano ba ang market. Katulad nito, hindi niya na-predict na nagkakaroon ng downturn. So kung alam niya magkakaroon ng downturn, ano ang pipiliin niya? Siyempre plan 1 kasi mas maliit yung effect sa profit. Pero kung ano yan, kung increase in sales, siyempre ang pipiliin mo si plan 2 kasi malaki ang increase or decrease niya sa sales. Ito decrease yan decrease in net operating income. Decrease by 28.20%, dito decrease by 22%. Naintindihan? Okay, the percentage decrease in profitability can be figured by, yan, i-multiply mo yung DOL times the percentage decrease in sales. So, yan yung kanagandahan ng DOL. Isipin mo, hindi na tayo gumawa ng FS, okay, para malaman kung alin or kung ano yung effect sa operating profit natin. Naintindihan na yung DOL and its uses? Meron bang tanong pagdating sa DOL? Merong questions? Meron? Wala? So, let's check. Let's move to another topic. This is the last topic for this chapter. This is the CVP analysis for multi-product company. Okay. In a multi-product company, you need to know yung tinatawag nating sales mix. Sales mix is the relative portion in which a company's products are sold. Ito yung tinatawag nating 3:1, 1:5, or 2:1. Ano yan? This is the relative portion ng bawat product na pinagsasama mo at ibinibenta mo as 1. Okay? Pwedeng 3 products, yung iba pa nga, 4, 5, pwedeng ganon. But ang tawag doon sa pagko-combine ng mga products na yon is sales mix or the relative portion or yung percentage or yung portion by which each product is related to the whole is what we call sales mix. Okay? In sales mix, you need to know that there are different and that different products have different selling prices. Magkakaiba ang selling price niyan. Yung cost structure, ibig sabihin yung variable cost, yung fixed cost related to that product, and contribution margins. So, hindi natin pwedeng katulad ng pag-compute ng break-even point. Anong formula ng break-even point? Sige nga kung natatandaan, anong formula ng break-even point? Yung simple formula, kunyari break-even point in units, ilalagay natin. Break-even point in units. Tandaan yan, pag units, units din. Okay? So, anong formula ng break-even point natin? That is fixed cost over CM per unit. Tama? So, since fixed cost over CM per unit, ang ating break-even point, hindi lang po natin pwede yung gamitin basta-basta pagdating sa multi-product. Kasi magkakaiba yung CM per unit ng bawat product na yan. Iba kasi yung cost structure. So, paano ma'am ang gagawin natin? So, this is what you are need to do. First, determine the weighted average contribution margin per unit. WCMU. Okay? O, lalagay natin WCMU. Or weighted average contribution margin per unit. So, you have here, kunyari, a company is selling 2 products, product Y and Z. The total sales composed of 20% of product Y and 80%. So, that's the sales mix of both product, 20% is to 80%. Or 2 is to 8. So, you have there. So, ang una mong gagawin daw is to get the weighted average. Paano mo gagawin yung weighted average contribution margin? Get the CM per unit of each product. Ito. Yan. I-times mo dun sa, ano yung tawag dun? Sa sales mix ratio, which is 2 is to 8 or 20% is to 80%. So, you will have here your CM as to sales mix. I-add mo lang sila. So, ito po yung ating weighted average contribution margin. So, you have, ilagay mo na sa break-even point natin or doon sa break-even point formula. Since meron ka ng contribution margin per unit, so that's total fixed cost over break-even point per unit. So, that's break-even point in units. Next. Paano naman kung peso? Same illustration. So, ang gagawin mo, sabi nga natin, pag peso, BEP over CMR. Diba? Paano natin gagawin to sa sales mix or sa multi-product? So, dapat weighted din. Weighted CMR. So, paano natin makukuha si weighted CMR? So, you have here the selling price. You have here selling price less contribution margin per unit. Ano na? Ito mga, hindi pala per unit. Ito mga total to ha. Total. Total ang pinag-uusapan dito ha. Total. Total sales less total variable cost equals total contribution margin. Diba? Divide selling price or times unit sold or quantity. Okay? Divide selling price or mali. Divide sales. Divide sales. Basically, divide by sales. This is sales. Selling price times unit sold equals sales. So, total sales. Yung na-compute mo dito, yun din yung pandi-divide mo dito. So, makukuha mo dito yung CMR. Each product. Paano kung na-compute ko na yung CMR? Walang problema. Mas maganda yun kung meron ka ng CMR. This is your CMR eh. Okay? Kung meron na po akong CMR, di walang problema. Pwede po bang gumamit ako ng ibang way para makuha yung CMR per product? O pwede. Yung mga pinag-aralan natin, di ba meron tayong 4 ways how to compute yung CMR or yung contribution margin ratio? Pwede mong gamitin yon. Basta as long as ang una mong gagawin ay to get the CMR per product. So, ito po yun. Times, percentage of sales, which is sales in peso per product times or divide total sales. So, ito po yun. Or 20%, 80%. Pag na-compute mo na yun, so this is ang sagot po dito ay percentage ha. Ang sagot po dito ay percentage. So, percentage times percentage, ito na po yung magiging weighted contribution margin mo or weighted average contribution margin. I-add mo sila. So, meron ka ng weighted CMR. So, balik ka dun sa break-even point formula, total fixed cost over weighted CMR. So, that's your break-even point in peso. So, tingnan natin para mas clear. Ilagay natin dito sa ating example. Multi-frame company has the following revenue and cost budget for 2 products. So, yung products niya ay plastic frames and glass frames. So, the budgeted unit sales equal the current unit demand. So, yung current unit demand is 100 at saka 300,000. The total fixed cost for the year is 975. So, this 975 for the whole company. So, both products, ang fixed cost nila ay 975. Assume the company plans to maintain the same proportional mix. So, same sales mix. So, ano ang sales mix natin? 1:3. Ma'am, paano natin nakuha? 100,000 is to 300,000 ang sales mix natin. So, basically, that is, ano yun? 1:3 ang ating sales mix. Ilagay natin sa percentage. that would be 25% and 75%. Tama ba? Paano ma'am namin nakuha yung 25%? Since that is 1:3, ang mangyayari para makuha mo yung para sa 1, that would be 1/4. Sa 3 naman, it would be 3/4. Kasi ang total nitong dalawa, meron silang 4 products. Yan. So, ito po yun. So, meron tayong percentage dito or sales mix percentage na 25% at 75%. Yan. The total number of units that multiply, ito yung kailangan mong malaman. Ang hinihingi sa'yo units in order to break even. So, break even point in units. So, yan ang hinihingi sa'yo. So, balikan natin kung paano break-even point in units. Una mong hahanapin, weighted average contribution margin. Okay. But before that, you get the contribution margin per unit muna. So, sales natin, 10. Magkano variable cost? Magkano variable cost? Ma'am, ito po, 2. At saka 3. Ano pa? 2, tsaka 3. Meron pa? Wala na po, ma'am. So, total variable cost natin is 5. So, we have here. Ilagay ko na lang dito plastic at saka glass. Sales natin is 10. Dito ay 15. Variable cost natin dito ay 5. Variable cost natin sa kabila ay 8. Yan. So, contribution margin natin per unit ay 5. Dito ay 7. Anong sunod na step? Balik tayo. Sabi, pag nakuha mo na yung CM, times mo dun sa percentage. Okay, so, magkano yung percentage natin? Nakuha na natin 25 at saka 75. So, 25%. Dito, 75%. So, ang ating weighted average is 25 times 5. That would be 1.25. Sa kabila ay 5.25 ba? Tama, 5.25. So, ang ating weighted contribution margin per unit is, add mo lang, 1.25 plus 5.25, that would be 6.5. So, meron na tayo dito, 6.5. Magkano fixed cost? Meron dito, fixed overhead. Meron din po dito, fixed overhead. Alin po gagamitin? Ito na, nakatotal na. Nakatotal na dito, 975. So, 975,000. So, 975,000 divided by 6.5, that would be 1,500 units. Okay. Yan po. Break-even point in units. Okay. May tanong? Para dito? Meron kayong question? Meron kayong hindi na-gets kung saan nakuha yung amount na yon? Yan. Meron ba? Wala? Okay. Next. Problem. Okay. Next problem natin. The manager of Noti Food Company reviewed the following data. May fixed cost daw na 1,290. So, ito daw yung mga products niya. Meron siyang 3 products. Fruits, meat, and canned products. Tinatanong, break-even sales for each month. Pag sinabi natin break-even sales, this is peso. So, amount ang hinihingi sa atin, hindi units. So, we have here ang formula natin yan, break-even point in sales equals fixed cost over weighted CMR. Ngayon, paano natin makukuha si weighted CMR? Madali lang. Andito na yung sales mix ratio. Pakita natin ha, yung formula natin dito. Ayun o, sales mix ratio times percentage in sales. So, patingin nga natin. Sales mix ratio, ito po yun. Okay? At CMR. Multiply mo lang yan. Multiply, multiply. So, this is 40 times 20. This is 8%. Ito ay 15. Tama ba? 15%. This is 15%. Tama? Ay, sorry. Wait lang. Sorry guys, wait lang. Nag-end eh. You have here 15%. Here is for meat, 15% tayo. Dito, 40 times. Ay, sorry. Nawala yung PPT. Nag-end kasi. Ayan. So, 8% dun sa fruits. Sa meat ay 15%. Bakit ba kasi nawawala? Ayan. So, 40% times 50%, this is 20%. O, add mo lang itong tatlo. 8 plus 15 plus 20. Anong sagot dito? Patingin niya. Paano naman? Pa-add ako, guys. 8 plus 15 plus 20. How much is this? 35 plus 3. 43%. Meron ka na. That's correct. Weighted CMR. Okay? So, magkano fixed cost natin? Fixed cost natin ay 1,290. Divide 40%, 43%, magkano to? Magkano po ito? Pa-compute naman ako. 1,290 divide 43%. Answer is 3 million. That's the answer for this problem. May question po ba sa weighted or sa product with or companies with multi-product? Meron? Doon lang nagtatapos yung ating discussion for this morning. Kung wala kayong questions, so meron tayo ang na-discuss natin, DOL at saka CVP analysis for multi-product companies. Meron kayong questions? Meron? Ang ating first quiz, yan. Ay, ako pala yung wait lang, i-end ko na yung recording para ma-save na agad.